I live in Coconino County.
Hey, this is Harold back on the floor. I told you there was some craziness going on that was hard to describe, and so one of the ththings that was mentioned was ballot stuffing. So we have Virginia Guest with us who's actually going to explain what she saw and what she heard from the convention. So Virginia, go ahead.
Hi. Not long ago, before we started voting for the alternates for the A and B delegates to go to the National Convention in Florida, a lady sitting a couple rows behind me got on her cell phone, and I heard her speaking to a relative or a friend or whoever it was, telling them that she was going to pick up a bunch of ballots because she was the only person left in her district or her group, and then she was going to go home. And so I devised from that she was going to be voting for all of them even though they weren't there. A while later, as we were voting, I heard from some of the other people in my group who sit around me that they did see people stuffing like 8 ballots at a time in the box. And so I immediately walked up to the guy who was guarding the ballot box, told him what we saw, asked him if he saw it. He said yes, he did see it. He saw people with more than 4 or 5 sheets stuffing them in there, but he was told to allow that. He told me that that was controlled for because our chairmen were only given enough ballots to hand out to everybody who was physically sitting there at the time. I told him that's not true. My committee chairman was handed more ballots than there were people in our group, so I know that it could be the case for others as well. And he said, well, that shouldn't have happened. They should have only gotten enough ballots for everybody who was sitting there. So he told me to go to the main table and tell them. So I did. I went up to the main table, but there was nobody there. And so I addressed the state chair, Tom Morrison, and I told him Morrissey, and I told him what I had observed and what I've heard from others. And he basically told me that he would figure it out, to just go sit down and not to pursue this any further. He didn't stop the election. He didn't stop. He didn't ask the guy that was guarding the ballot box. He didn't do anything. So I continued to pursue it, and I kept talking to these gentlemen up on the stage. They told me to have a nice day. I told them that I wanted to make a motion to disallow the tally because of ballot stuffing, and they told me that they weren't going to do that because they were going to do whatever their lawyer told them to do. I just don't understand. They're ignoring it. They're acting like it didn't even happen. There's multiple witnesses who saw it. I told them about it while it was happening. They could have stopped it. They chose not to.
They don't. Physically threatened Sean Dow. It actually physically threatened Sean Dow behind closed doors.
Sean Dow.
Physically threatened him. This is like one big, huge mafia.
Okay, you guys are not going to believe this. So I was just in the CD6 meeting, I don't know all the terms to say it, where they were going to actually vote on the A delegates. And what happened is the actual ballots had asterisks next to the names of certain delegates, certain people that were on the ballot. Turns out those were Romney-endorsed delegates. And someone caught that at the last minute, and so what they had to do was they had to go get new ballots. And now there is not enough paper in the printer or something like that. They can't get enough ballots, and so we've broken until 2 o'clock. It's 1:30 right now. At least that was caught. Obviously, we have our own slate. They have their own slate, but it's definitely very fishy to have asterisks next to the names of Romney-endorsed delegate, potential delegates on the ballot. So anyway, I told you I'd get back at 1. It's 1:30. I apologize for the delay. I was trying to track down and figure out what was going on. If I have any more information, I'll share it with you, and I'll try and get some sort of documentation to show what actually happened. But that is what's going on in CD6. God only knows what's going on in the other congressional districts. Hopefully they caught that. So I'm going to head back into the main auditorium, get some AC, and I'll start back up when everything starts back up. But for now, start in the near future. There's shenanigans going on, big surprise, and I'll keep you guys updated.
Ron Paul!
I need to make sure that all of you support my dad, that you receive this slate, vote for the delegates on this slate. We need it. It's very important. They would vote for these people, and you'll notice there's
are a spirited group if we Republicans, aren't we? Okay. Again, I ask you to respect one another. Respect other opinions. Keep your eye on the prize. Defeat Obama. Stay with it, guys.
And that's why the American people and the Republican Party won't be fooled. And that's why it's important that we do everything we can to help our Republican presidential nominee, Mitt Romney, get elected as President of the United States and send sounds like we got some Obama lovers out there. President Barack Obama lost all 77 counties in the state of Oklahoma, and we're going to make sure that he loses all 77 counties in the state of Oklahoma coming this next president. We're going to elect a Republican conservative president to the United States. We have a Republican nominee. We're going to elect a Republican president to the White House, and we're to do everything we can to send President Barack Obama packing. How many of you want to send President Barack Obama home?
What happened in the convention? By the time I got over there with my camera, did somebody jump you or you?
No.
Jump them?
What happened was they hit one of our guys, Marcus, in the back of the head. And
who hit him on the head?
His name is Paul, and I can't remember his last name.
I mean, was he a rum poster?
No. It was a guy that's an establishment guy and been in the party a long time.
The establishment guy.
And an older guy hit him in the back of the head, and he turned around and was yelling at him for hitting him in the back of the head. Now, everybody saw this happen. Dana Murphy, who's one of our corporation commissioners, saw it happen. She was sitting right next to him. Multiple people saw what happened. I went and got our guy out of the fracas there and was pulling him away. And the sergeant at arms came and tried to remove our guy, the Ron Paul guy, from the convention. So totally unduly tried to take him out for no reason. Made an assumption. And so, when I tried to explain to him, hey, no, the guy that hit him is over here, they tried to take me out.
Wait. Who tried to take you out?
The sergeant at arms. Man! It was an assistant sergeant of arms. And then the sergeant of arms came and wanted to take me out. And I said, I'm not going. I'm a duly credentialed delegate in good standing and in good order. I'm not going anywhere. I have the right to stay here and ask questions. I can do that all day long, And eventually, because the rest of the crowd, who everybody witnessed it, was yelling at him about what happened, and it wasn't Marcus's fault. That he never threw a punch back. The only person to be removed. Well, they took Marcus out of one vote to question him outside, but outside of that, he was allowed to come back into the convention. So it was crazy.
Okay,
absolutely crazy.
Now you with Tulsa County?
Oklahoma County.
Oklahoma. I get them all. I only been to Tulsa one time.
Yeah.
Been to Oklahoma City twice.
They ever take the old guy out? They did. Yeah.
Now they had a guy that they were talking about in the hallway. Was that the older guy you were talking about?
Again?
The guy they had out in the hallway.
Yeah, took him out in the hallway.
Okay, yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
Okay.